Hello, diners and friends. Welcome back to Solo Dining with Karen Marie. Today we're making spicy Cajun spinach seafood dip. These are our ingredients. As you can see, some of my ingredients are no name brand, and some of them have a mixture. I like the budget, so I try to get everything that's best for my budget. As for you, you can get everything name brand. You could be bougie and go ahead and get it all name brand. But to me, I chose to stay within my budget for this dish, and so I am using the ingredients for me. Okay, we're getting started here with this. I have my trusty cooktop. You know, guys, I love my trusty cooktop. It cooks everything fast and efficient. Yes, I have a stove, but I love it because it holds temperature and I can adjust the temperature as I'm cooking. So that's what makes it great. I love this little thing. And so now I'm adding butter to the pan, and that is 2 tablespoons of butter. And now I'm adding my chopped onions for this. This is a delicious dish. It's enough portion for one, but if you had someone there with you, you can share. As solo diner, the meals are catered for one person, and that's because it's a solo diner. I have tried my best to scale back these recipes so that it'd be perfectly fit for one person. That is Chef Prudhomme Seafood Magic. You can use any seafood seasoning that you see fit. I like to use that. Just gives it another little oomph of flavor. And now I'm adding my all-purpose flour to the pan. And that's a 7-inch. It's a 7-inch pan. I think it may be a 7.5 or a little bit. I like cooking in it because it's non-stick and it gets everything done. But yeah, that's a little small pan, so it's not something big. It's gonna be enough to make this dish. I'm also using a 7-inch casserole dish for this meal. I call that that's my little go-to casserole dish that I like when I'm making casseroles and things for one, tailor-made for one. But you could share if you choose. This particular dip that I'm making, I was able to eat off of it at least 2 times because you want a little bit of leftover, not much because you don't want waste. And so this recipe here, it's set up where it won't be waste and you can eat off of it twice and it'll be, filling. You'll be able to enjoy all of it. Add a little bit more butter just in case. Sometimes a little too much flour. I try not to use too much. Usually it's, 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of flour. But yeah, sometimes you have to add just a touch more butter for me. I like that. And then we're going to cook that flour taste out of there. And now we're adding the seafood stock. Now I made this seafood stock by adding shrimp bouillon that I showed you in the beginning. It's a part of this meal, part of this dish, shrimp bouillon, and I added some lobster base. So I had a teaspoon of lobster base, a teaspoon of shrimp bouillon to boiling water, and I made that stock. Now you can use it, you can get fancy with it and take your lobster shells and your seafood shells from your shrimp and just drop them over in that stock, and that'll be really delicious. And I love doing that. But we're doing it this way today, quick and easy. No need to break out all that other stuff, but it's fun when you do. So we're adding the heavy cream to this dish to settle it out. Make it nice and creamy and decadent. All right, a little bit of cayenne because you want Just a little bit of burn. You don't want to, you know, yeah, you want it to spice up your taste buds. Just wake them up a little bit. We're gonna add some crushed pepper flakes into this dish because yeah, a little bit of burn is okay, not much. I don't like it too hot because it'll make you mad. Have you ever had something so hot you can't taste it? And yeah, and some people love spicy, and I do too, but not too spicy. We're gonna add a little bit of this Old Bay. It has a little lemon and garlic to it. I did not add garlic to this dish. I did not want it in here. You feel free to add garlic to yours if that's what you choose. It's going to be enough flavors in here that I won't even miss that garlic. And that is a garlic and lemon Old Bay seasoning there. So I just put a little dash of that in there. You know, we got it. We got to gussy it up some. You know what I'm saying? Got to do something to it. Make it pop. And there's some room temperature cream cheese. And I can't remember all the ratios, but that is in the description. There's your room temperature cream cheese. Clean it up a little bit. And oh yeah, we gotta go ahead and try to get that mixed in. Even though it was room temperature, we still gotta kind of stir it in a little bit. It can get stubborn sometimes. So if that's room temperature cheese, you know what it'd be like if you put it in there too cold, like a little brick. But yeah, go ahead and blend that in real good. Get it in there right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's coming together. It's coming together, y'all. Go ahead and add this spinach. I like lots of spinach. I sauteed this spinach off camera. Some people drop it in water. I don't want all that water. I just wanted to saute it and didn't even have to wring it out. Yep, didn't have to drain it. That's what I said, wring it out like it's laundry. Yeah, didn't have to drain it or anything. Just got it in there, sauteed that spinach. And I love a lot of spinach in mine. So this recipe is everything in here. You can use more or less of what you want to suit your taste and your needs. So if you don't like something, omit it. Now it's time to add this crab. I made a dish the other day that needed crab, and I saved the rest for this. Yesterday I made something that needed crab. Normally if I'm going to make something and since it's just me, just one person, I don't use all the ingredients. I know that week I'm going to have something else with those ingredients in there so my food won't go to waste, because you guys know the cost of groceries now, and trying to buy crab meat, seafood. All right, I pan seared some shrimp. I cut it up and pan seared it, and I used some Chef Paprudon seafood seasoning when cooking that. And look at that, all that seasoning added to that. Ooh, child, what you talking about? Look at that. All of that good seasoned shrimp going up in there. We done add the crab. Ooh wee. Yeah, this right here is something else. Yeah, it's gonna be packed with flavor. Okay, now this right here is cream of shrimp soup. It's optional. It's just something I like to add because I'm a little extra. So hey, let's be extra and do something extra. So you don't need it. It's optional, but I wanted to add it, so it's not gonna hurt anything. Yeah, it's not gonna hurt. Matter of fact, it's gonna be extra good. Now I am adding pepper jack cheese because I like pepper jack. And even though I've added this spices and this pepper jack cheese, it's not hot, but it's pleasant. It's a pleasant burn. Yeah, and it just makes your tongue burn just right. Where ooh wee, wakes you up and say, ooh, that's spicy but good. And not in an angry way, in a good way, a good burn. Add a little bit of more of that pepper jack cheese to that. Now I add a little bit of Colby in there too, Colby Jack too. And so in this is Colby Jack, Monterey, as well as pepper jack, and then a little bit of mozzarella. So I grated that off camera because I don't like to buy it already grated. I like to do it myself. It makes it creamier. To me, it's better. And so we're going to add just a little bit more of this crab because you got to, you have to, because yes, it's a nice seafood dip. And you can add other things like lobster or whatever. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to save my little lobster dishes for something else I have in mind. But you can do that. And it is time to get ready to put this in the pan so we can put it in the oven. I have my oven already preheated to 350. And that's a 7-inch casserole dish. I'm not going to fill it all the way up to the top because we know it's going to bubble over in the stove. In the oven. So I'm not going to fill it all the way up to the top. I could, but I want to make room for my cheese as well as I know that it's going to bubble up. So I'm going to save some of that. It's fully cooked. So, everything in there is fully cooked. So you can go in and taste test some of that if you want to. So anyway, I adding the cheese now because, yep, cheese and more cheese. So that we can get ready to put this in the oven. And we'll be having our dip in no time. Try to fill it in with as much cheese as possible. All right, we're ready. There it is. All right, we got to let it cool. Now that it's cool, let's try to grab us a little bit and see what's what with this. See how this going to be, how it's going to act. You got to act right for the camera. Come on, dip. Act right for the people. Look at that. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Woo. I'm going to go ahead and put me some in a bowl. I already hit that first bite over the head, right? Yeah, I had to hit it over the head. Get it right. Now it's time for me to just get somewhere and sit down. Yeah, grab me a soda. And get my remote control and watch me some true crime. And eat my dip. And enjoy this. Can't eat like this all the time, but shoot, today I'm going to enjoy this one. And I hope you guys enjoy yours too. Thank you for joining me. Have a good day.